going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel. Once again, my lovely wife, Ashley.
Hello.
First of all, we want to thank you guys so much for, again, all the love and support you guys are showing our channel. The questions, the views, we just want to thank you guys so much for your support, for all your love, for watching us. It's fun for us. We've actually talked about it. We enjoy doing these videos, because we get to express a little bit of ourselves, a little bit of how our relationship is going, and hopefully help others out with advice and what questions and what we've been through. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. A couple questions. Well, a couple people that asked this question for this topic was, how are we doing in quarantine? Of course, we all know what's going on. It pretty much came to a halt about 4 months ago, and people's lives changed drastically.
Yeah.
So, but the question, again, is like, how are we doing as a married couple in quarantine? We are, I would still consider us newlyweds. It's not even a year yet that we've been married. So for us, I would say it is a little bit different, but in the way it's still a test. Even though we commuted to work together.
Yeah, that's what before
before all this happened. But of course, during work we wouldn't see each other. But now it has transitioned where we actually do see each other every day.
All day
long, every day.
All day, all night.
But a lot of people did have concerns, because I would read a lot of articles as far as people getting in domestic abuse situations, because things have changed, and I would say it had to do a lot with the stress of change.
I heard too also that China, obviously they were the ones that went through all of the pandemic before all of us, and I heard that their divorce rates actually went up after they quarantine started dying down for them or whatever.
Right.
Because people are not used to spending as much time together,
with
I guess.
One another. Yeah, because it is true. We do spend more time. Well, people are used to spend more time at work with their coworkers than they would with their actual family. So of course, making that flip, now actually everybody being together all the time, it's a change that nobody I would say would be used to.
And definitely not something that people are prepared for.
Exactly. Everybody that works knows, okay, I'm gonna work and then I'll be with my family. But then of course this change happened. But for us, it actually has brought us closer together than setting us apart. And again, I don't know if it's because we're just newlyweds and we have that exciting of being together all the time.
I would say that we have a lot of fun. And it doesn't seem I don't feel like we get in disagreements or arguments anymore now than we did prior to quarantine. I would say it's probably just the same amount. I do think though that we move past them a little easier,
right,
than before. I don't really know why that is. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that it comes to a sense that we are going to be seeing each other all the time. People are going to be seeing each other all the time. So what they come to realize, what's the point of being in an argument or being in a disagreement if you're going to still continue being with your partner? It's better to move on it, fix the situation, especially if you have kids. You don't want your kids, because also the kids are at home now. You don't want that to be seen among the kids. So I would say it came to a point where it's probably a lot easier just to get over situations, because you are going to be with that person longer now than you were before. So there's no point of not talking to your partner for weeks at a time.
Days,
Yeah. So it's like before, of course, you can blow off steam going to work it off, and then you'll get over it and then come home and then you're like, okay, you know what, talk about it. But now you're like, you can't go anywhere. So, what's the point of?
Well, we've been traveling a little bit.
But what's the point?
Everyone knows that they follow us on Instagram.
But what's the what's the point of having that disagreement with somebody instead of working it out,
like holding on to it?
Yeah, and I think that's where the positivity is coming into play. Is people are beginning to realize, especially with how many people have been done, and then at first when this happened, it's like, oh well, it hasn't happened to us, or we don't know anybody that it's happened to, but then now we do. There's been close people that have had this sickness. Mm-hmm. It also makes people realize that time is short, and you do want to take advantage of the situation, being able to be with your wife, your husband, spend time together, because you really don't know what will happen.
And I think too, we kind of have that mentality already because of the kind of grief that we've experienced,
right.
Like both of us losing our dads.
Right.
I think that we kind of already have that mentality, but I definitely think that it kind of heightens it a little bit more. And I think now also people that maybe haven't experienced a huge loss of someone that's, significantly close to them, are also starting to realize that, hey, something could happen at any time. Exactly. Due to the virus or not due to the virus, like in reality.
Yeah, I think people's eyes are beginning to open that life is precious. You want to take advantage of people that are around you that love you, and
the time that you
have together. Yeah, exactly, because you don't want to regret anything, especially if you're married. Take this time as an advantage to fall in love again with your husband or with your wife. When we were dating, even though we did long distance, the time that we did see each other before getting married, we did not want to be apart from each other. We wanted to be together all the time. So why should that change now that you have been married? Mm-hmm. Go back and make your spouse fall in love with you once again.
And you can still, there's things that even though we're with each other all the time, I think that there are things that we do to still make each other feel special. Mm-hmm. Even, during quarantine. One thing that Josh started doing is taking me out for drives on Sunday nights, or like mini dates. And he'll be like, come on, let's go get Dutch Bros, or let's go get elotes, or something like that. And I was like, is this like a weekly thing now? Because I noticed he was doing that every Sunday night. He's like, yeah, it's like our little date night. And it's it's not like this huge big thing or whatever. It's just like this special little moment that we get to share together, and us just going for a drive and getting out of the house and being able to just listen to music and appreciate the sunset and talk to each other. And obviously he's also bought me a lot of gifts during quarantine. But
the way we're seeing it is taking advantage of the time that we do have together, because once the normal comes out back, and we go to work, then all the time that we've been together, for us, we've talked about it. It's it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird spending 24/7 with someone, and then going back to work, and then having that gap as far as not being with them. But the advice that we can give as far as what we have come out through, or what the process that we have gone through, is take advantage of the time you do have with your spouse. One of the things that we do, luckily some of the hotels still are open. We go to our nearest city and just stay in a hotel for the weekend, just as a mini vacation, but it's not that far. But it gets you away from your new norm being at home.
Especially since you're there all the time now. This is where you work. This is where
this is where you do everything.
Pretty much everything. The only time we get out when we're not on vacation is going to church on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, and even then we're like, well, we don't want to go back home. Let's just stay out here in the city and make a night out of it, a weekend out of it, you know. But take advantage of the time you have with your spouse. Just remember the way you guys were when you guys were dating, how you guys could not be apart from each other. How could you not stop talking on the phone, FaceTime or Skype or anything like that. Take advantage that you have the ability to be able to do that without being separated. Take advantage that fall back in love. Marriage is forever, so why not continue falling in love with
pursuing your partner, even though you're together all the time. Just
because you are married, it doesn't mean you have to stop doing those things that you were doing when you guys were dating. Make the best out of it, and for us, that's how we're taking it. We're taking it day by day, how things are going, but also realizing that it's her and I that at the end of the day is what we have. We have family, but your partner is the person that should be your priority after that. I'm pretty sure it's exciting, some of my friends are newlyweds. I'm pretty sure it's exciting that they get to see, be more with their spouse. But even if you've been married for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years plus, what's wrong with starting to make your spouse fall in love with you again? Especially if you're gonna be with them.
Just making them feel appreciated.
Yeah, especially if they work at home and you both work at home, you're gonna be with them all the time. Make it special. Fall in love again. And that's the advice that we can give you as far as this is: take advantage of the time that you have with your spouse, because you never know what can happen. Show how much you love your spouse. Because again, this world is unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. But that's our little advice for this week's video. Again, thank you guys for messaging us, commenting on us. Continue doing that. Like I said, we have a lot of questions we still got to answer. So we're going to pull out these videos every week. And again, thank you guys so much for all the love, for all the support, for everything you guys have done. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.